Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. It is Friday, July 25th, and I'm your host, Auntie Derek. And with me, I have two lovely co hosts, I Chill and my favorite Taurus. Hey, Booze.
It's Friday.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. And we have a lot of tea to get into, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it, honey.
Tea time.
Yes. So, the first story I'm going to talk about. So Glorilla, remember we talked about her yesterday and her turning herself in to be arrested, and her attorney came out and was like, this is some bullshit, pretty much. So she actually spoke out and she released a statement. And let me just get that here. I have a Hollywood Unlocked article. Oops. Sorry, and you should all see where it says here, Glorilla breaks her silence after home invasion leads to her arrest. So, Glorilla is finally speaking out after her recent arrest in Georgia, revealing that the real story involves a home invasion while she was out of town performing. According to a previous Hollywood Unlocked report, Glorilla was arrested in Forsyth County earlier this week and charged with possession of a Schedule One controlled substance and possession of marijuana over 1 ounce, both felonies under Georgia law. She posted a $22,000 bond and was out on the same day. But now we know why the arrest went down. Taken to her Instagram story, Glow dropped a bombshell revealing that her home was actually broken into while she was performing in Indianapolis, excuse me, for the WNBA All-Star Weekend. Instead of treating her like the victim, she claims police locked her up over some weed. Crazy. My house got home invaded Saturday, and I was in Indianapolis performing for the WNBA All Star game. And instead of focusing on finding the suspects, they focused on some cannabis, she wrote. So, no, I wasn't busted. My house got robbed. I wasn't home. Long story short, my house gets invaded, and I'm the only one that gets arrested. So that's T. And then her attorney, Marissa Goldberg and Drew Findling of the Findling Law Firm, we talked about what they said yesterday, so we don't really need to reiterate. But then it goes on to say this is not her first run in with Georgia law. So this arrest marks Glorilla's second in Georgia within the past year. As Hollywood Unlocked previously reported, she was hit with DUI charges in April of 2024 after police claimed she made an illegal U turn at a red light. Officers pulled the car over, ran field sobriety tests, and ended up taking her in. Social media reactions, fans say, let Glow live. Unsurprisingly, Glow's fans and followers are flooding timelines with support, outrage, and confusion. One person tweeted, Glorilla out here performing for the WNBA and y'all locking her up like she was in two places at once. Georgia police tripping. And another chimed in, this system always finds a way to criminalize black success. Glorilla is clearly the victim here. So yeah, I mean they're absolutely right. And remember we read yesterday on how they obtained that warrant. So it was just they right. They using the law to try to anyway, go ahead, favorite tourist.
There are two things missing from this story. Like, for one, if her home was invaded, how do they know that the controlled substance was hers? Did they find any paraphernalia that would imply that that substance was consumed in the house that was robbed, or was it just dropped somewhere? It could have belonged to the perpetrators. Like there's so many holes in this story.
It
I
was found in her master bedroom closet. They smelled
uh,
the odor of weed. I guess her family members were smoking, and
Mhm.
that's when they decided to obtain a warrant for a search because they smelled weed when they called the police about the invasion, and it was found in her closet in the master bedroom. So I think that's why they linked it to her. Her family probably may not have even known the weed was in there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was in another story.
Interesting. Okay, thank you for that.
hmm
Yeah, it's all a mess.
I think if they had just found it on the floor amongst the family members, it wouldn't be an issue. Because no, they couldn't prove it belonged to her, but finding it in her alleged bedroom, and that's assuming that she even sleeps in there. Maybe somebody else sleeps in there. I still think it's shady. Like they can't really prove that she put it there. I mean, so but that's why they blamed her anyway.
And it's under an ounce, honey. It's like, ooh, honey, Georgia, y'all strict. Good Lord.
No, I thought it was more. They said it's a significant amount. I think it was more than an ounce. Didn't you
Really?
yeah. Didn't you just say that in the article? More than an
Mm-mm. Is
ounce
it?
is a felony.
Oh yeah. Let me see. Hold on. Because I remember it being. And while I'm looking, go ahead, favorite tourist.
I think it's a scheme that Todd set up. That's just me.
Let me see. Because I distinctly remember. It said. Oh, yep. I'm sorry. My mistake. Over 1 ounce. So you are
Right.
absolutely right.
Mhm.
My
He said
mistake.
significant amount, so we probably talking a lot of weed.
I know that's right. Well, Glow, I would love to go into your master bedroom, honey. Not for reasons that you may think. I definitely just want to smoke some of that weed. So that's that on that. Does anybody want to add anything about Glow before we go to the next story? Now this story here, honey. Now this motherfucker definitely deserves to be in jail over some damn drugs, whether it be weed, methamphetamine, pills, whatever. Because he actually pled guilty to it. Takashi 6ix9ine. So y'all see, I have this hot new hip hop article. You see where it says 6ix9ine admits to possession of cocaine and MDMA with his ugly ass. Ooh, that's the ugly man, y'all. And I'm sorry because I know that was a jump scare.
He
So
needs
six
to go
nine has
back in
dealt with
jail. Jesus, lock him up.
exactly, and throw away the key, child. So 6ix9ine has dealt with no shortage of legal trouble recently, and today the trouble continued. According to Billboard, the rapper appeared in Paul A. Engelmeyer's federal courtroom where he pled guilty to 2 counts of possessing drugs and thus violating the conditions of his supervised release. Reportedly, the charges are linked to MDMA and cocaine. They stem from a raid on 6ix9ine's home that took place in March. And y'all remember we actually talked about that raid here. The prosecution has agreed to drop 2 more counts he was facing in exchange for the plea. At the time of writing, his sentencing is scheduled for September of this year. Depending on how things go, he could face anywhere from a few months to years behind bars. Allegedly, this is the second time 6ix9ine has violated the plea deal he made with prosecutors back in 2018. At the time, he famously testified against other alleged gang members, earning him a great deal of backlash. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison and 5 years of supervised release, though he was released earlier due to the COVID-19 pandemic. These aren't the only legal issues 6ix9ine is facing these days, however. In March, he was also ordered by a federal judge to pay $250,000 for allegedly skipping a concert at DC's Echo Stage in 2018. Reportedly, the United States District Court in the District of Columbia gave the order for compensatory damages to Hits Before Fame LLC along with After Hours LLC. Shortly after the judge's order, 6ix9ine took to his Instagram story to share a video of himself embracing his religion at church. Girl, in this life, everything will go wrong, no matter how you try for everything to go right, he wrote alongside the clip. Without Jesus, nothing is possible. With him, everything is possible. I love you, God, my Lord and Savior. Girl, get off my line.
So he trying with
Get
cocaine
off
and
my line with that
MDMA. Is
bullshit.
is that what we hearing? He trying to do right.
Yeah.
You know what? Lock him up.
Oh, child, I can't. I really can't. And then we have a comment. How does he keep getting out? Racism. Because simply because he's not black. That's how his ass keep on getting out and keep getting excused for his behavior. Anybody else, anybody black that does the same shit that Takashi 6ix9ine has done publicly would have been locked up with the key thrown away.
He probably an informant. They don't want to lock him up because they scared they gonna knock his ass off in prison.
Oh, that too. Yeah, and we have a comment. Takashi 9. Well, yes. Oh, yep. And y'all say he's also an informant, allegedly. Well, okay, there you have it. That's how he keeps getting out. Well, does anybody want to add anything about that ugly motherfucker before we go to the next story? All right. Well, y'all, this next we have a capitalized no in the comments. Y'all, this next story, I feel like the CEO of Rock Nation, honey, is finally feeling some heat, and now they are paying people to, to make her look positive. Y'all gonna see exactly what I mean, honey, because I want y'all to pay attention to the language that's being used in this next story. So, are y'all familiar with the super producer Hit Boy? He produced Niggas in Paris with Jay-Z and Kanye. He's produced a lot. So well anyway, he's actually speaking out and hit I have this all hip hop article. Hit Boy thanks Jay-Z and Desiree Perez for ending his 18-year publishing deal. So Hit Boy walked away from an 18-year publishing agreement, uh, likening it to a prison term, crediting Jay-Z and Rock Nation CEO Desiree Perez for helping him finally break free. The Grammy winning producer announced his release on social media, calling the moment life changing and thanking two industry powerhouses for stepping in. Again, pay attention to the language. Help secure my freedom, he wrote, referring to Jay-Z's involvement. Today I am a free man. I feel like I just got out of the pen after an 18-year sentence. He also praised Perez, adding, much appreciation to Desiree Perez for also making this happen. The love and respect on my end runs deep, and I appreciate all the help for real, for real. Hit Boy was signed to I'm sorry, Hit Boy, who signed the original deal when he was 19, said the experience taught him the value of ownership and creative control. More valuable than a plane or anything tangible, he said of his independence. The producer, known for crafting hits like Niggas in Paris, also reflected on his journey with Jay Z on how their connection began. The first CD I ever bought with my own money was The Blueprint by Jay Z when I was 13 years old, he wrote. I never would have imagined when playing that album over and over and studying it that I would have the opportunity to work with him 10 years later. He continued, the first song ever released that I produced for Jay was Niggas in Paris. I remember getting a text from Hove after the song dropped and was going crazy. And he said, if you get me another Niggas in Paris, I'll get you a plane, jokingly. And then now free to move on his own terms, Hit Boy dropped a new single titled What's the Deal on yesterday, Thursday the 24th, marking the beginning of a new chapter. First day of the rest of my life, he posted, teasing the track and its accompanying video. And here it is. I actually haven't listened to the song yet. I'll go back and listen to it later. But yeah, so y'all see that language, right? Y'all see, baby, Rock Nation's damage control team, baby, they are working hard. And they paying pretty much anybody who will speak out positive about her. And it's the whole, especially with what we know about Desiree and her and what she did with her daughter, allegedly. And now he's using language like, oh well, she helped me and named her. And keep in mind, remember, if y'all kind of read the news for the past, Desiree's name is usually not mentioned. They usually either refer to her as CEO of Rock Nation or they just say Rock Nation, period. But Desiree's name, and she doesn't usually get named, but she's definitely being named here by Hit Boy in his tweet. So that leads me to believe that somebody paying somebody, honey. So I could be wrong. I have no proof of this other than a gut feeling, but I'm just the language that's being used is not lost on me. So that's that on that. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
Speaking of guts, I would like to also remind the listeners that Auntie eats Vienna sausages and chitlins. Thank you.
Well, yes. And I could use some Vienna sausages right now with some bread and some mustard.
Most.
Well, yes. Well, anyway, does anybody want to add anything about Hit Boy, Desiree, or Jay Z, or his new song before we go to the next story? Go ahead, favorite Taurus. Oh, you can use a lobotomy. Wow.
Even though she's not mentioned in this particular story, it's not lost on me how all of this is coming out on the heels of one pink wigged rapper uh, pounding the alarm, no pun intended, about personal dealings with said person mentioned in the story. So the lady sometimes is three sheets to the wind. Her delivery is not always the best. However, I believe at this point she's proven that she doesn't have much to lose, considering her position within the music industry and what she's accomplished. Blah blah blah.
Hmm.
So I definitely believe that she is fearless when she speaks on issues like that, and she has people running scared. That's how she's running scared from cardio. That's another story. But it's not lost on me that she is at the center of all of this, which is very interesting.
You're absolutely right, and I even said this on a previous show. I said that a lot of people look at Nicki Minaj and she says a lot of stuff, but I kind of linking her to like a maybe I don't want to say crackhead. I feel like that's a reductive term, but like maybe somebody with mental health issues that you see ranting at the corner store. But if you listen to what that person is saying, like there may be some truth to what this person has been saying. So that's just kind of what I see Nicki Minaj. She might be off her damn rocks, but I mean 1 plus 1 is 2, and if you follow the money, then ain't no telling what you gonna see.
Yeah, definitely reminds me of One Jaguar Right.
Exactly like it.
Speaking of, what happened? Wasn't she supposed to come out with a show or something? What happened with that?
Shh, don't say that out loud. Don't say it too loud.
I just thought about that.
That's a good question.
Well, she caught some heat for going on Pierce Morgan, I believe his name is,
Mm-hmm.
and saying some disparaging remarks about Jay Z and Beyonce. We haven't heard much of her since outside. Well, she's made some appearances on social media on that channel that she's on often.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, we really haven't heard much from her, so we don't know what's going on. But last like real prominent public appearance that I know of her having has been on that show. So I don't know.
Yeah, they might have lobbed her one of those letters. If
Hmm.
you
Mhm.
pick up what I'm putting down, like Auntie said.
Mhm.
So she thought better of it because who wants to be sued?
Well, Desiree, honey, if you listening and if you want to hit me, I will definitely, tell a positive story about you. I've never met you a day in my life, but if you pay me enough, I'd be like, you know what? I met Desiree and she was so nice. Do y'all know she gave me her last piece of candy that she was saying she saw me, I was hungry, and she was like, you know what, you look like you want some chocolate, and she gave it to me. And I said, thank you, girl. And I felt freeing. I felt that felt like a free. I just felt so free
She
because I
freed
had
you.
it. Yeah.
But we
I'm
should say
so stupid.
biscuit so it's believable, Auntie.
You know what? You're right. You're right,
Or some liver pudding or something.
Oh God.
baby. Desiree could get anything that she want out of me over some liver pudding.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, did y'all want to add anything else to her or Jay Z or before we go to the next story? Whew, honey. Well, our next story, I have this TMZ article, baby. Smokey Robinson. Let's talk more about him, child.
Uh oh.
Whew, honey. Somebody else done came out.
Get out of here. No surprise though.
Hmm. So, fifth alleged victim goes to the police and claims sexual battery.
Mm.
So, a fifth woman accusing Smokey Robinson of sexual battery has officially come forward and filed a police report, TMZ has learned. Law enforcement sources tells us the woman spoke with a deputy last Wednesday at the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, Malibu Lost Hills Station, where she formally reported her allegations against the Motown singer. We're told all five accusers have filed reports with LASD. As we first reported, Robinson became the subject of a criminal investigation by the department's Special Victims Bureau in May, after four women came forward accusing him of sexual assault. Robinson's attorney, Christopher Frost, tells TMZ, it's not surprising to us that in the context of very public allegations by four interconnected Jane Does and their shared attorneys, no matter how untrue, news like this might emerge. It's one of the risks of being a celebrity that others will take the same approach. He continues, our focus is on exposing the falsity of the Doe lawsuit, where the Does and their lawyers have taken a hit and run approach, making allegations against the beloved 85-year-old cultural icon and subsequently refusing to reveal their identities or unequivocally sit for a deposition where the truth can actually be determined. Previously, Frost told us the police reports were only filed after the women filed a $50 million civil lawsuit against Smokey. And he suggested it was a strategic move, not a legitimate claim. He said Robinson welcomed the investigation, which is ongoing. We've reached out to John Harris and Herbert Hayden, the attorneys representing the alleged four victims, but so far, no word back. Ooh, smoky, smoky, smoky. Mm-mm. Go ahead, Chili.
Just an observation. Why did he have so many housekeepers? I think that's a question we should examine. Like, for women who were his housekeepers, why did he have so many? If he was so great, once a person finds a good housekeeper, they usually stick around, you know, unless something happens to them. And he's had four, and is this fifth one a housekeeper as well? I mean, it didn't say, but I just wonder. That came to mind. Like, why has he had so many?
That's a good question. And like you said, that's the question that we need to be examining. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
It's a very good point. And I also question because a lot of these stories don't speak on if they were employed at the same time and also the size of his home, you know.
True, true.
So you can have a staff of I don't know what the correct terminology is, but folks that support you around the home,
True.
especially if you have a big home or multiple homes. Like that's another hole, a couple of holes missing in these stories. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully they kind of bring more context around the allegations when it comes to that. 'Cause those are the two things that really stand out to me as well.
Right. Like, where, yeah, multiple homes, where they're in different states and they handle that home, or he had a really large home. Interesting.
Mm-mm. Well, we will see how this plays out, honey. And I look, you saw what happened with Cash Out, honey, thinking he was cocky enough to take shit to trial, and then rejected that 25 years that they initially gave him. Then they went to trial, and then I guess some shit done came out that can't be denied. So Smokey, look, you 85 years old, brother. You might wanna.
Ain't
I
gonna be no
don't know.
Bill Cosby on his ass. Don't think you ain't going to prison if they want you in there.
Exactly. Well, that's that on that. Does anybody have add want to add anything to this gerbil looking man before we go to the next story?
Gerbil is crazy, Auntie.
He do look like a gerbil. Tell me this picture right here don't look like a gerbil in the face, honey.
He just looks sleepy.
Like a
We ain't,
sleepy gerbil.
Oh my god.
we ain't gonna never see a gray hair on this man, are we?
No.
Absolutely not. Not honey, not if he has anything to do with it.
It's gonna be was it what was that saying my grandmother? Fried, dyed, and laid to the side, and that face is gonna be pulled.
Laid to the side, honey. Before any of us ever see a gray hair on Smokey Robinson, he will become trans. He'll become a trans woman, convert to Islam, just so he can wear a hijab. Trust me, y'all. He will. Not, he does not play that.
No, obviously, because that jet black hair is crazy at 85, baby.
Hmm.
Anyhow.
Well, y'all, our next story. So, the iconic Salt from Salt and Pepper. Well, she's speaking out because of course y'all have probably heard about her ongoing lawsuit with UMG. And
Hmm.
she pretty much said, "Don't get things messed up because this is not like what Drake is doing." So I have this hot new hip hop article, and y'all see where it says here, Salt and Pepper's Cheryl James rejects Drake comparisons amid UMG lawsuit. So in May of this year, Salt and Pepper added one more legal issue to Universal Music Group's plate. In a lawsuit filed in New York federal court, they allege that the company has violated the Copyright Act. The act gives artists the right to reclaim intellectual property 35 years after its release. To the contrary, UMG has indicated that it will hold plaintiffs' rights hostage even if it means taking the value of plaintiffs' music catalog and depriving their fans of access to their work, the lawsuit alleges. Additionally, they claim that they filed notices of termination in 2022 in an attempt to start the process of reclaiming their masters. UMG's copyright ownership interest in the sound recordings is not subject to termination. For the reason stated, UMG will continue to possess the exclusive right to exploit the sound recordings pursuant to its rights, the company's legal team responded at the time. Miss James and Miss Denton are hereby advised to refrain from attempting to exploit the sound recordings or taking any other actions interfering with UMG's continuing rights in the sound recordings. Mm-mm. So, let's see where it goes here. Salt and Pepper aren't the only artists suing UMG either. Drake also filed a lawsuit against the company in January. In it, he alleges that they artificially inflated the success of Kendrick Lamar's hit diss track, Not Like Us. He received a decent amount of backlash for it too, as many argue that it makes him look like a sore loser in their viral lyrical battle. Of course, when Salt and Pepper filed their lawsuit, it sparked some comparisons to the Toronto performer. According to Cheryl James of the duo, however, these comparisons are completely unfounded. Well, I'm old school, and hip hop is like battling and going back and forth, she said when asked about the comparisons by paparazzi per the Jasmine brand. It's kind of like calling the police. I love Drake though, but I can't get with that one. She'd have called that nigga the police. I know that's right. Well, yeah, she said because it's really not the same. They trying to sue for their intellectual property, and he mad because of that. He claimed that that song artificially was pumped up and made him look like a pedophile that he is allegedly, allegedly. So anyway, go ahead, favorite Taurus.
First of all, 35 years is insane. Like the more these artists, these legacy artists speak out, the more we kind of uncover how predatorial these contracts that they signed were.
Yep.
It's unfortunate, and I do recall um, catching wind of this story as well, and she stated like a lot of their music isn't on, excuse me, on streaming platforms, which is correct. Because I
Yep.
went the other day to look at something Salt and Pepper related, very random, but they only have two of their albums available for streaming, and so a lot of their older work is not accessible, which is a shame.
The work that they're trying to get their masters for.
Hmm.
Well, the album Very Necessary that came out in '93, I believe, that was released under UMG. That's available. I'm not sure why. But that one's available, and then there's another one right after that came out on London Records is available, but all the other work is not there, and a lot of their popular singles as well are not there. So I have a
Hmm.
sneaking suspicion that they're like UMG is trying to bleed them or kind of dry them out when it comes to like
Yeah.
getting any royalties or monetary compensation for their streaming, so for the stuff being streamed, which is very unfortunate.
That sounds about white.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, you are absolutely right. I agree with you 100%. Well, does anything, excuse me, does anyone want to add anything else about Salt and Pepper or UMG or Drake's stupid ass before we go to the next story?
I really hope um, that Salt and Pepper are victorious in this, because regardless of how I feel about the whole Spinderella thing, like the three of them are titans in the world of music, especially in hip hop music, and a lot of people still, it's a necessity for them to get exposure to all different demographics and generations as well. And it's really unfortunate how they're being stifled in that way. But thankfully, the two of them are still touring and they're making money that way.
Yeah.
I would hate for it to be a situation like we see with our other legends who essentially cannot retire, so they have to essentially tour till they're, I hate to say, not on this earth anymore, but pretty much. Smokey Robinson is in his 80s. He should be anyway. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of our legacy artists from like even before them, they're still touring, which I'm glad they're still performing and entertaining the crowds. But at a certain point, it's like, don't they deserve to retire and live a comfortable life with the remaining time they have on this earth? It's very puzzling to me.
Not when they need the money. If they're not making money, they're touring to feed their families, maintain their finances. That's kind of how I look at it. That they have to be out there because they don't have a lot of money coming in from other sources. Seems like it's the producers and the record companies that are reaping the benefits of their work. You know.
Yeah, they probably don't
Hmm.
own the rights to their music, which is
Yeah.
crazy. But
I mean, look at Lauren. She can't even sing a lot of her songs, apparently. Some music
Yep.
she cannot perform, Lauren Hill.
when she's
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I just have to say, honey, when it came to crystal fascism, Cheryl James, honey, she was making it. She was a crystal fascist before anybody started making it look cool, honey. Because I always thought she was a weirdo with that Jesus mess used to talk about all the time. I'm like, girl, we get it. You found a church now. What? Stop trying to drag everybody else to the church with you. But it seems like she's not taking that approach anymore, which I appreciate. But honey, what was it, about maybe 10, 15 years ago? Woo, she was insufferable.
well,
Yeah, I ain't even gonna look at her on TV.
Christianity didn't make her no money. That's why.
Ooh. Touche.
Little side note there. Okay.
Moon, hey, gorgeous. Well, does anybody want to add anything about them before we go to the next story? Well, y'all know I usually don't like to really talk politics here because I think I'm pretty clear in what my stance is when it comes to politics, unless those politics, go into hot topics, which is like what we have here, honey. So the first thing I want to talk about, because like the TV world, especially those who have like late night shows, ever since Stephen Colbert's cancellation has been announced, baby, people are kind of like, oh, so they're trying to pretty much make it look like Trump is the reason for this, and I mean I can't disagree because maybe he does have some influence over that. But I have two stories I wanted to go over, both shared by people, and y'all gonna kind of see how maybe we need to keep our eyes open because crystal fascism, honey, it's coming for us. But anyway, Trump claims that Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon will be ousted as hosts. He might be right about one of them, though, allegedly. So, after Stephen Colbert announced that CBS was canceling The Late Show, President Donald Trump quickly set his sights on ousting more late night hosts. On Tuesday, July 22nd, Trump warned on his Truth Social platform that high profile terminations are also imminent at ABC and NBC, sparking confusion about whether Trump has any influence on major network decisions. And let's not play in our face. We know he does. Anyway,
Well,
the
look at who
word
runs
is
those entities. So that's all you need to know right there.
exactly. So the word is, and it's a strong word at that, Jimmy Kimmel is next to go in the untalented late night sweepstakes, and shortly thereafter, Jimmy Fallon will be gone. Trump, who's 79, claimed in his post. These are people with absolutely no talent who were paid millions of dollars for, in all cases, destroying what used to be great television, the president continued. It's really good to see them go, and I hope I played a major part in it. As Trump hits at meddling with the stability of late night television, details about Kimmel and Fallon's contracts offer insight into each host's job security as their networks face taunts from the White House to find new stars. Kimmel, who has hosted ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live since 2003, is not guaranteed to return to the show next year as he quickly approaches the end of his contract, according to previous reporting by Deadline. Like Colbert, Kimmel's current contract is set to expire at the end of the 2025-2026 television season. And while it could be extended, Kimmel, who's 57, has teased for a while that his late night career might be nearing its finish, with or without Trump's pressure. I think this is my final contract. I hate to even say it because everyone's laughing at me now. Each time I think that, and then it turns out to be not the case. Kimmel told the Los Angeles Times in February 2024, referencing previous times when he hinted at retiring the show but failed to follow through. I still have a little more time. I still have a little more than 2 years left on my contract, and that seems pretty good, he added at the time. That seems like enough. Kimmel's current 3 year contract was signed in September 2022, meaning the public will likely get an answer about Jimmy Kimmel's live future in the coming weeks or months. Kimmel has not yet commented on whether the late show's cancellation changes his mind about staying in the business. Though there's no evidence to suggest that Trump is playing any role in the network's programming, some have noted similarities between Kimmel and Colbert's position as their contracts near expiration. Just as Paramount, CBS's parent company, settled a lawsuit with Trump for 16 million earlier this month, ABC settled a defamation suit with Trump for 16 million back in December. While CBS maintains that The Late Show was canceled purely for financial reasons, many public figures have openly questioned whether politics played a role, given Colbert's outspoken criticism of Trump and just recently the host's rant about Paramount settling with him. Kimmel has long been active in Democratic politics and has similarly used his show's platform to lambaste Trump, leaving some of his fans worried about his likelihood of keeping the show if Trump started ramping up pressure on ABC. And we could keep that in mind, pressure on ABC. I want y'all to keep that in mind as we head into the next story. Anyway, as for Trump's claim that Fallon 50 will also depart his late night gig soon, viewers shouldn't hold their breath. Unlike Kimmel, Fallon still has years left on his Tonight Show contract, which is set to expire in 2028, according to Deadline. Though NBC could theoretically terminate SNL's alum contract early, it would be a major decision with significant blowback. Also worth noting, as the president spreads rumors that the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon has seen major growth with recent ads. The host ranks lower than Colbert and Kimmel in total viewership, but a July 22nd report by research company EDO Ad Engage claimed that Fallon's program show has a sharper rise in ad sales than his direct competitors, bringing in 80.2 million over the past year, or a 34% increase. In an era that Paramount called a challenging backdrop in late night, cited as the rationale for canceling The Late Show, Fallon's upward momentum in revenue could position him as an asset for NBC as their top competition in late night leaves the game next year. People reached out to reps for Kimmel, Fallon, and their networks for comment about the speculation that followed Trump's cancellation warning. So that's one story. So he's saying that Kimmel and Fallon will be canceled, both Jimmys. But it may be true about Kimmel, depending on what their contract is looking like. But yeah, Fallon, he straight up lied about that. He's not being canceled. He's still got years left on his contract, and their show has had a 34% in ad revenue. So that's that on that. However, People tells another story that I wanted to bring up. And before I start though, did anybody want to add anything about this? I imagine y'all probably don't because y'all don't give a shit about white men. But
Mm, 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 mm.
but I just found this to be very interesting, honey. This next story, y'all see where it says here. Trump's White House issues stern warning against The View about being pulled off the air after Joy Behar's comments. So we're
Oh,
starting, honey. We heading right into fascism, honey. When the president has a say in what can be on, especially where we get our news, and if he's only targeting stations that go after him or news journalists that go after him, baby. I mean, the fascism is right there in our faces. Like
it's,
what?
it's a problem.
Oh, look. Oh, we have a comment heading into. Yeah, you're absolutely right, baby. We already here. So, President Donald Trump's newest beef is with The View. After co-host Joy Behar called Trump so jealous of former President Barack Obama during the July 23rd episode of the daytime talk show, White House spokesperson Taylor Rogers issued a statement calling Behar an irrelevant loser. Joy Behar is an irrelevant loser suffering from a severe case of Trump derangement syndrome, Rogers' statement sent to Entertainment Weekly stated. Rogers went on to claim that The View has hit the lowest ratings in recent years and that Behar should self reflect on her own jealousy of the President Trump's historic popularity before her show is next to be pulled off the air. A spokesperson for The View responded to the White House statement, telling Entertainment Weekly that season to date, The View is ranking number one in household and total viewers among all daytime talk shows and news programs for the fifth straight season. People has reached out to a spokesperson for The View. During the show, during the show's Hot Topic section, they played a clip of Trump also saying there's irrefutable proof that Obama was trying to lead a coup. First of all, who tried to overthrow the government on January 6th? Who was that again? That was not Obama, Behar said, referencing the U.S. Capitol riots and attempted insurrection in 2021. The thing about Trump is that he's so jealous of Obama because Obama is everything that he's not: trim, smart, handsome, happily married, and can sing Al Green's song Let's Stay Together better than Al Green, Behar continued. And Trump can't stand it. It's driving him crazy. CBS said in a statement on July 17th that the movie was, oh, we don't need to rate it because they're talking about Stephen Colbert. So, anyway, I won't go through that again. But yeah, I think we really need to be concerned for real. And I'm not just saying that because The View is one of my favorite daytime talk shows. Like, this is not. Stephen Colbert was already a warning. Like, y'all better. Where is the white people who like to riot? This is y'all lane. Go do something. Shit. Let's see. People thought I was being extra when I said this was going to happen. Not me, boo. I knew, honey. Let's see. Another comment. People are crown, crowing about blacks can't be deported. About to find out, Two Moon. Even citizens aren't safe. No one is safe. Yep, y'all absolutely right. Go ahead, favorite tourist.
It's because white people are the only ones in this country that benefit that that can operate as individuals and not like a representation of their entire race. So with that, there is not much when it comes to empathy and camaraderie. I know this is a broad generalization, but in this country, they don't have to, and they also don't have the skill. Many of them don't have the skill set to even make that possible because they weren't paying attention enough to understand that the issues that they feel are they are so far removed from they are directly impacted by, you know. And
Wake
so
that up.
it makes it so easy. Like this is not surprising. Why aren't white people rioting? Well, because for one, especially when we talk about allyship, uh, many of them in position are always looking to be put in the center or the forefront. And then many times when that is not available, they aren't uh, present. You know, and one thing that comes to mind, I don't want to veer too far from this conversation or this particular topic, but this came to my mind when we talk about being rights being taken away, and now there it's hasn't been officially stated yet, but it was in Project 2025, the concept of gay marriage and how that came to be in general. Like when that fight was happening, black people were used as the pawn, or people of color were used as the pawn to create the plays. White gay people essentially positioned themselves at the forefront, and then when the gay marriage was legalized, all that camaraderie and community that went out the window. They got what they wanted. Moving on to the next thing, you know.
Hmm.
So it this is not at all surprising. They're really highlighting and um, taking advantage of that, especially like the whole construct of whiteness. They're playing into it so well. They feel as though, well, oh well, it's not going to be me until it is.
It definitely is. This man is already signing executive orders to that they can institutionalize homeless and mentally ill people that are on the street. A lot of institutions were shut down years ago. Now they're trying to bring that back involuntarily. Putting these people in these institutions, and we know what went on in those places. I mean, the way this man is talking, it's like basically, if you say anything against me or whatever, the tactics that he's trying to use to control things on the most minute level. Like you can't talk about me, you can't criticize me, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's fascism 101, 102, 103, you know, where you can get punished for that. That shit happens in other countries, not in a democracy. So it sounds like that's where he wants us to go. He's talking about deporting American citizens, the bad people. So who are the
Hmm.
bad people? Deporting them to
People
other
of
countries.
color.
Hmm. And I'm sure some other ones too, but primarily, you know what it will be. Go ahead, Will.
And we also need to be paying more attention to who's actually pulling the strings here. Oh, dude is not that smart.
No, of course not.
And so when it comes to politics, we've seen it time and time again on both sides, but it's more severe on the sides of, I'm not sure what side the Republicans are on. When it comes to corporate lobbying, these corporations are in these politicians' pockets. Um, well, the politician, you know what I mean. So like whomever is in his ear, that's who we need to be paying attention to as well, even more so than Kankles, you know. So
The Project 2025, the people who wrote that stuff, the dark money that's behind power, you know,
Hmm.
the people that we don't, a lot of them we don't even know their names, but they have a high influence in politics. It's not just about the president here, you
Oh,
know.
we know their name. It was the Heritage Foundation who wrote that shit, and that's a extremely right winged traditionalism group. So that's who came up with So yeah, that's who's now we don't yeah I don't know who's in that, but I can
Right,
imagine
that's
some
what I'm
old
saying.
ass clan what's the people the clan grand whatever them I don't know clan language, but that's who in
Yeah,
there.
the people that are in that kind of stuff, we don't know their names, but we know they exist, but we don't really know who they
Hmm.
are. But they've been they've been trying to come into power for a long time. I mean, this has been written about how they've ascended to power. They've been planning this, how they want this country to be run, and they definitely are making strides into that, controlling the judicial branch, the executive branch,
Hmm.
and it's just really just the legislative branch too. I mean, now we're in a really bad place. Um, is voting even really going to be like when they have elections in Russia? You already know who's going to win, right? Because there's no fucking
Hmm.
way Putin is going to be voted out. I don't care about hook or crook. He's going to always be voted the winner. And are we headed toward that situation here? Like, there's no way we can vote them out because they've now the real cheating is going on. We keep saying, yeah, the other election was stolen because that's what that's the propaganda. But now the elections that are really being stolen, yeah, we won't
Hmm.
hear about that.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I don't want to put this out in the universe, but the signs, the writing's on the wall. Like it looks like that's exactly where we're headed. And people are like, oh, we got to vote him out, baby. There's not going to be an election. He's going to make sure of that.
Yeah,
So,
not a fair election if there is one. We are
hmm
definitely heading in that direction. It's wild, wild stuff. And they always talk about the well armed society. The 2A amendments. They can't take away our guns. Okay, where y'all at? Where y'all at?
oh, child, trying to head into schools.
Mm. Okay, they can't take away y'all guns. Okay.
Well, does anybody want to add anything about crystal fascism before we go to the next story about somebody who needs to be institutionalized? Well, honey, speaking of being institutionalized, Dante Jones, you nasty you nasty dog, honey. I want you if y'all ever see Dante Jones, who happens to be a former NBA player, and y'all I don't know what team he played for or whatever, because y'all know I don't follow sports. But honey, what I do know is if I were ever to see his ass in public, I'm not shaking his hand. I'm not even gonna give him a dap. You want to know why? Because this nigga done dug up his nasty ass and then gonna sniff it and then wipe it on the wall. And we about to watch that. It's about a 17-second video of that nasty shit. So let me just get that video up here. Little nasty, but I can't believe just nasty, honey. At a hotel. So let's let that load.
He's forged in chaos. He's not the loudest in the room, he's the quiet one. Grinding in silence, carrying battles no one sees. He doesn't run from pain, he walks through it. No strong man is not built.
Y'all, like, did y'all see? So not only did he like wipe it on the wall, he must have saw like a little brown spot or something. So he just gonna continue to like flick that off the wall. Like I was just, I was floored. I said, "You nasty buzzard! Oh my god!"
And why would he have to smell it? He know
That-
where it came from. Like, what was the reason? You know what's on your finger, dude. Come on, man.
I think that was
Man,
his way of trying to check if he need a bath or not. And yes, your stinking ass need a bath, honey, putting damn skid marks on that damn hotel wall. Look nasty, nasty, honey, just
no,
nasty.
no washcloth to the ass, motherfuckers, boy. I tell you, y'all wash y'all asses. It's not gay. Please wash your asses vigorously.
In between the cheeks, please.
Finger it. Clean it. Finger it. Get personal with it. Clean your asses, people.
And this is a retired health professional, y'all. Listen to her. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
I just know his draws are working overtime. Ooh, I feel bad for those draws. Lord have mercy.
I bet he got skid marks in every pair,
Ooh,
Ooh,
allegedly.
honey. And I know that shit smell like buttermilk. Oh my god. Oh, just
those aren't skid marks. Those are tire marks. Mm-mm.
Oh boy, that was so nasty. Instead of going
what is
to the
it?
bathroom and washing his hands, no bathrooms are everywhere in a hotel. Go wash your hands. Just wipe it on the wall. Nasty buzzard.
And then tried. I bet you his nasty ass got in that elevator and used that same finger that he just used to scratch his ass and scrape skid marks on that wall to push the button to the floor that he was going to. I know he did. He looked like the
Yeah.
type.
Yep.
Which is why everything that is touchable, I always use my knuckle. I never use my
Me too.
thing. Always use the knuckle.
I knuckle all the elevator buttons, honey,
Yes, just nasty, nasty.
and keep
What is
hand
in?
sanitizer on me. I keep that thing on me.
Hello. Clearly, you need to because of people like Dante and his nasty stinking ass. Well, does anybody now? This is musty pussy. This is the musty monkey you need to be talking about, Hammy. Does anybody want to add anything else about this musty monkey before we go to the next story?
No, thank you.
Yes, I will continue to keep straight women in my prayers. 'Cause Lord have mercy.
Yes,
One thing is
pray for
another.
us. Pray for us, please.
Oof. Mm-mm.
Because we are under siege here, honey. This is just the tip of the iceberg right here.
And speaking of men, don't when she'll say get personal, also while you're down there, you may want to cover up your finger and do a prostate exam. Just to make sure things are good.
Yeah, I know that's right. Well, they wouldn't know what to feel for with their nasty asses.
Oh, they would.
They
Ooh.
don't want to get a colonoscopy. They don't want to have nobody touching their ass. Like, come on.
Well, and then we have a comment saying that he's giving you a run for your money, retake your crown. I ain't got no crown for no musty monkey, girl. You got me fucked up. Well, does anybody want to add anything else about musty monkeys before we go to the next story? About
Ooh,
another
enough.
musty monkey?
Enough.
Well, speaking of musty monkeys, honey, this one is from Canada, and we know him by the name of Daniel Caesar. So he's out here trying to apologize again, y'all.
My
Child. So I have this Vibe article. Daniel Caesar talks being canceled after defending Yes Jules ahead of his new album. So anytime he drops some music, he always want to apologize to the black community. Clearly because I think it was only really black women who were streaming his shit. So anyway, ahead of a new album, Son of Spurging, Daniel Caesar spoke to Billboard about the project, as well as being canceled in 2019 for defending influencer Yes Jules with remarks that offended many of his black fans. I was canceled for, speaking my mind, he tells the publication before rephrasing. I was canceled for being drunk and foolish in public. But that was something I was always allowed to do. No one gave a shit until I started to get famous. The original incident found the Canadian crooner defending the social media personality who has been accused of cultural appropriation and insulting black women, particularly Scotty Beam and entrepreneur Karen Civil at the time. Jules also caught backlash for tweeting out a t-shirt that read "Niggas lie a lot," asking her like, is she allowed to wear it or not? Bitch, you know you're not allowed to wear that shit. Stop playing with people. Anyway, during a drunken rant, Caesar defended her and asked why black people were being so mean to white people. That and I can't believe he just set that with that big ass gap and just let that shit fall through that gap like that. Just girl, anyway. Why is it that we're allowed to be disrespectful and rude to everybody else, and when anyone returns any type of energy to us, that's not equality? I don't want to be treated like I can't take a joke. Acknowledging his drunkenness, excuse me, he continued insisting he was cognizant of his words. People are allowed to say what the fuck they want. I'm allowed to feel what I want, but at the same time, I'm going to fight them. Am I going to fight them, or am I going to accept what they have to say and keep it fucking moving? Caesar previously apologized. This is the last apology that I was talking about. He had previously apologized for the remarks, telling Apple Music's Nadeska back in 2023, I completely understand the response. And in time, after taking time to get over myself and to really honestly look at myself and everything that was happening, I was wrong. I was wrong, and I'm sorry about that. Well, actually, he said, I'm sorry. You know how the Canadians talk. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, for a long time, I was like, you can't do anything, you can't say anything without whatever. The Grammy winning singer tells Billboard that his habit of speaking freely, no matter how off putting, comes from his father. I'm literally my father's son, he explains. My dad was the guy at Sabbath lunch talking about how the government was going to put microchips in our arms. And I'm the same. If you get me riled up at a party, I'll start talking about some crazy shit. People roll their eyes, but that's just how we are. Well, fuck you and your daddy. How about that? And I wonder if his dad is as ugly as him. But child, y'all can listen to that motherfucker's music, honey. I will never stream another Daniel Caesar song as long as I live on this earth. Let's leave it to a coon to come running and aid a white bitch in distress. Exactly. You are absolutely right. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
He is a skid mark on Brandy's legacy, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Dante Jones skid mark on the wall, skid mark on her legacy.
Exactly. If you notice, it's from my observation. I could be completely wrong. And please correct me if I am. Whenever we are encountered with like these heinous, toxic things from black men, they're usually from Canada.
Listen, I mean, one plus one is two. we we see the math. So you and they a lot of them like to encourage interracial relationships. So I
Well, maybe
mean,
they'll play his album in Canada because I believe he's still canceled.
Like,
he
look,
is indeed.
Canada can have him, but give us Glenn Jones back. Glenn Lewis, excuse me. Give us Glenn Lewis and take him back. Thank you.
Exactly. Glenn Lewis, and I think we've already claimed Deborah Cox. So Deborah Cox, I don't care what she can sing "Oh Canada" all she wants to, the Canadian national anthem, but baby, you are an American. Why? Because we said so.
And Tamir as well.
And Tamia,
Demir.
mm-hmm, Tamia. Well, does anybody else want to add anything about this Canadian coon before we go to the next story?
But we have one more comment.
He dared us to cancel him, so I don't see why he's apologizing. Oh, wake that up. Wake it up. He said, cancel me. I don't those were his words. And you know what? They said, okay.
Bet.
Okay, no problem, sweetie. Because it's really easy to cancel you when you look like that. No shade. It really, like, honey, when you look like somebody, and I hate this because it's gonna sound terrible coming from out of my, and but we should say it. When you look like you do, you need to be humble. For real, like you are not cute, sir. Now your voice was gorgeous, so if a bitch you know was in the dark with you, maybe she can close her eyes and make something happen. But once she turned that light on her, and she gonna get dry, cause you know you ugly as hell. But
Well,
anyway,
And
white
when you
women don't care, and that's who's after anyway. So
and when
touche.
you double down on what you said after backlash, you double down on it and say cancel me. You're asking, like the comment said, you're asking for it, and we can't oblige you. So that's that kind of thing will piss people off even more, and definitely cancel you then.
Hmm. Well, well, our next story, y'all. So speaking of somebody, I'm sure y'all would like to cancel, but I don't know. Have y'all seen this thing going on between Neon and the Breakfast Club? Well, first of all, do y'all even know who Neon is?
No.
Okay, well, I figured y'all probably wouldn't because his audience is definitely not. We're not his demographic, but he's a streamer, like in the same breath of Kai Cenat, and like he's in that field, has
Okay.
like over 1 million followers and so.
Uh huh.
But he actually went to Breakfast Club to interview, and that interview was very awkward for him because Jessica, and as much as I can't stand that transphobic girl, baby, she ate that one little thing because she did not let that motherfucker forget all the racist shit he was saying. So of course a lot of his fans were well, let me just get the article and we can talk about it. So give me 1 second.
So basically, I can continue not to know him. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then after you see this, you're really not going to want to know his little ugly ass. But anyway, so Just Hilarious post compilation of Neon's most racist moments after awkward Breakfast Club visit. Let me click this off here. Okay. So streamer Neon's recent visit to the Breakfast Club was awkward to say the least, as the online personality was confronted for his past racist trolling, as well as his chat, aka his loyal fan base, for spewing racist language in real time during the interview. During various post interview live streams, Neon expresses appreciation for being welcomed onto the show while also calling his interview an interrogation. He believed hosts Charlemagne the God, DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, and Lauren LaRosa were attempting to bait him into a controversial response. He also thanked fellow streamer Aiden Ross, with his stupid ass, who chimed in with insults for the host while encouraging Neon during the Breakfast Club Q&A.
Oh yeah, he's
So
canceled.
this is uh-huh. So Neon's fans have been vocal online, believing he deserves an apology. Just Hilarious, however, dismissed the idea with a video of her own, posting a compilation of the streamer's most racist moments, including several racist digs at fellow streamer Kai Cenat. She was also sure to note that Neon's disposition changes when he's around black people he doesn't know, as he didn't confront them with any of his grievances, but waited until he was back in the house on his computer to do so. So I actually have the clip. I'm going to post the clip here. Give me 1 second. And we won't watch the whole thing because the entire clip is like about 7 minutes long. So I'm going to play like the beginning and then skip a few things, but we're just going to see the important parts. But Jess had her receipts, and I mean, I appreciate a bit. I still don't like the girl, but she ate that one little thing. So let me see. Let me get it here. Okay.
Hey y'all, what's up? So a lot of y'all are still waiting for me to apologize to this little motherfucker Charlemagne and asked to be on the show because he had a big announcement to make. And because Charlemagne is open to the streaming world, he allowed him to come up without doing research on his ass. Now we know I don't like interviews, but because I'm trying to get better at it, I does my research. So what he thought would be a walk in the park was to come up with a video turned out to be something else. You don't want to play with us no more. Okay, his little feelings was hurt.
I should made him shake my hand. That's crazy. Damn, chat. I'm sorry, bro.
Just the other day.
I fucking hate you, black people. I will whip you. Stupid whore, dumbass black monkey freak. My dick, bitch. Only for the people that lost their lives on 9/11. Yeah, that dumb black. I don't know what motherfuckers think this is, bro, but this is not Section 8, bro. This is not Section 8. This is not the hood. I'm not trying to be weird, but this is not that, bro. This is not a place where motherfuckers who usually sleep next to cockroaches can sleep in a nice house in the hills, bro.
Like,
what's your least favorite race?
I don't have a least favorite race.
Yeah, right.
I don't have.
What's your worst experience with a race? For me, I have a really bad story, but
What's your story?
some black guy tased my dad and robbed him of $50,000.
Is that a real story?
I swear to God. And then another black,
Like in what
I don't mean to be
situation?
racist, and another black guy.
So I think y'all pretty much get the idea, and that the receipts that she posted, um, I want to say at least last about maybe like 4 minutes of the video because it was a lot of them, and I'm trying to see how do you fast
My
forward this shit? Is there a way to do so?
If there's no line
Well,
at the
we may
bottom,
not because I know y'all don't see it. But,
You can't on the web. You can only do it on the mobile app.
ah, well, thank you for teaching me that. Well, so I guess we won't watch the rest of it because pretty much what it was the most recent interview, and Jess Hilarious was pretty much pushing back on things that he was saying and stuff like that, and she did a really good job of it. So I mean, I think I have to eat my words a little bit. I still don't like the transphobic girl. However, she still made it do what it do when it came to stuff like this. The girl is pro-black, and I guess I appreciate that aspect of her, but the rest of her can go on somewhere else. But she ain't, and I love a bitch that comes with receipts. I love receipts. So
why did
good
they even
job on
have
that,
his
Jess.
ass? Why was he even on the Breakfast Club? What is wrong with Charlemagne? Did he not? He just bring any old motherfucker on there and don't do no research or nothing to bring this guy on the show?
I think they do research because they have a research team, especially Lauren LaRosa. What I think I think Charlemagne just likes controversy. He knows this will bring views.
Oh, okay.
Mm, that's that on that child. Oh, and then one more thing about this little ugly little boy, Neon. So he did so he know not to go with Jess because he hasn't said anything about Jess yet. But he did release a backhanded olive branch to Charlemagne, and we're gonna see what he had to say. I was like, oh, he really he tried it. It was a little funny, but boy, so let me share that. Give me 1 second here. Any minute now, Twitter. Okay.
I want to say, man, really deep inside, genuinely. All right, Charlemagne, I'm gonna make peace with you, okay? I got no bad blood with you, no problems. You said what you said. It's okay. It's all right. Things happen. Oh my God, Stain with the fucking 10 gift that I love you, Charlemagne. All right, as a peace offering. All right, I'm gonna give you a first class ticket to Turkey. Okay, you're gonna fix your hair, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna run it back. Okay, happen and all this stuff. I just want to say, man, really.
Boy, bye. We're
Wow.
gonna fix your hair. But you see, he knew who to go at, right? He knew not to
Mm,
go to Jess' ass, honey. Jess was the one that said a whole video, made a whole video with receipts about his ass. He ain't say nothing to her yet, because he know better.
mm.
They said that's a very white person insult. Well, clearly his in ass want to be white so bad. So I mean, it's on brand. Well, child, does anybody want to add anything before we go to the next story? Oh, go ahead, favorite story.
Just wait till he figures out that the majority of people following him are only aligning with him because of his racism and anti-blackness. They really don't fuck with him the long way.
And it's
That
gonna be refreshing to see.
it's gonna be a very good day.
Well, speaking of good days, honey, is anybody in this room a fan of the show or was a fan of the show Murder She Wrote? when it came with Angela Lansbury.
Yes, my grand and I, we would fuck up some popcorn, watching some goddamn Murder She Wrote in the afternoons. Absolutely.
You know what? Me and my grandmother did too. Oh my god! So maybe it's a millennial thing.
Listen, a day out for school was either day out for school or like on the weekend. Grand I would be chilling, watching Murder She Wrote, eating some popcorn.
Oh, and we have a chat in the comment. My grandma too. So shout out to all the grandmas who was watching good TV with us.
Absolutely.
My grandma
Well,
didn't watch TV.
oh, dang it. So you had now same is now. Are you saying same in the chat, Moon? Because your grandmother didn't watch TV, or you saying that you did watch TV with your grandmother? Oh, she did. Okay. I told you you were honorary millennial, honey. But well, anyway, so the fans of that show, you all can. I don't know if this is if you can rejoice because of this news, but there's actually going to be a reboot, and you will never guess who is going to be the star of it. Jamie Lee Curtis, honey. So I have this Variety article. Jamie Lee Curtis is very excited about her Murder She Wrote reboot. It's happening, she says. So Jamie Lee Curtis confirmed that her Murder She Wrote reboot movie, sorry, I had a little pop up there. Reboot movie is in the works on the carpet for when she was on the red carpet for Freakier Friday, which I plan to see. It's Curtis began taking a big dramatic pause while speaking with Entertainment Tonight. So I managed to say, "Oh, it's happening." We're a minute away, but very excited. Very excited, Curtis continued. But I'm tamping down on my enthusiasm until we start shooting. I have a couple of other things to hustle, and then I'll get to enjoy that work. In December 2024, Variety reported that Curtis was being eyed to lead Universal's Murder She Wrote film adaptation. The Freakier Friday star will take on the role of Jessica Fletcher, the crime writer turned detective that was played by Angela Lansbury in the original series. Per reporting, the script is from Lauren Shucker Bloom and Rebecca Angelo. Phil Lord, Chris Miller, and Amy Pascal are producers. Lansbury's original Murder She Wrote series ran for a whopping 12 seasons and from 1984 to 1996. The series peaked at a reported 40 million viewers a week and still averaged around 25 million per episode through the end of its run. Four television films followed over the immediate years. While recent decades have seen video game and literary adaptations, the property has remained largely dormant on the screen since 2003. Of the projects Curtis is hustling, Freakier Friday is preparing to hit theaters on August 8th. Speaking at the Los Culturistas Culture Award, Curtis told Variety about reuniting with Lindsay Lohan for a Disney's comedy sequel. We don't really need to read that quote about that. I've already said I'm going to see the movie, and I don't care if y'all go see it or not. But are y'all excited about this reboot film, or do y'all kind of wish they would give reboots a rest?
No.
No.
I'm screaming. We said, girl. Well, honey, speaking of, well, we might as well just talk about more reboots, honey, more right reboots. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is actually having another reboot. And it looks like Sarah Michelle Gellar, honey, is being booked and busy lately. I love it for her. So y'all see where it said we won't spend too much time on this, but y'all say Buffy the Vampire reboot pilot adds five to cast, including Severance star Sarah Bach and Frasier alum Jack Cutmore Scott, along with so the Buffy the Vampire revival pilot at Hulu is rounding out its main cast. Variety has learned that the pilot has added five series regulars to its cast alongside previously announced cast members Sarah Michelle Gellar and Ryan Kiera Armstrong. So yeah, that's that on that. And then on top of that, another reboot they I just saw talk they bringing Airbud back to theaters, and that movie is going to come out summer of next year. I'm like, who the fuck want to see some fucking Airbud? Are you kidding me? But
Scroll
I
down
guess
to their
people loved
pictures.
it enough in the reboot.
Scroll down to their
Huh?
pictures. Let me see their pictures again. I'm trying to see who they talking about the Fraser alum is.
Let me see. Is he in this picture? I don't know if it because it says Paul Gregory, Dana Patrick, Tanya Young, Kel Moreno, and Justin. I'm not even gonna pronounce his name.
Yeah, he's not in there because I'm like I don't see anybody from Fraser because I watch Fraser.
Let's see. Who is Jack Cutmore Scott? Let me see if I can find a picture of him.
I'm thinking it was Bulldog, maybe.
I'm Googling.
Oh yeah, maybe
Oh, it looks like this person is who he is.
the one on the
Maybe it was from the Frasier reboot. Maybe.
yeah the second yeah because I didn't watch that one. That does kind of look like
Ah,
the guy who played his son, the grown up. I forget his little son's name in the first Frasier,
girl, don't give me the line.
but he's all grown up in the reboot. Frederick.
Yeah. See, I only watched just like a little bit of Frasier. I didn't even know the man had a son. The only people I know is Frasier and Niles.
Well, because he wasn't on there that much after Frazier and his wife got divorced. He would make appearances, like come visit and stuff, but he wasn't, raised so much with Frazier, which is why you don't remember him probably.
Oh.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. He's from the second Frazier.
Well, from the looks of things, it seems like I might be the only one seeing these reboots because it don't sound like y'all go mess with them at all.
And we don't want to hear about him either. Do not
Ooh,
tell us
you.
nothing about these reboots. You hear me?
Well, I might talk about that Murder She Wrote reboot hood. I can't, just like Beyond the Gates. When I have something on my heart, I have to talk about it. So I have to tell y'all, even if it annoys y'all, I have to tell y'all about it. Go
I'm,
ahead, favorite stories.
Auntie, that is a blood clot. That's what's on your heart. Tell us about behind the toilet bowl. Absolutely not.
what's the reboot they have going now that's so popular with the one who played the woman who kidnapped the author? I forget her name and broke his legs. Remember?
Oh, Misery.
Yeah, she's playing some detective now. A reboot of
Oh,
some
Matlock.
Matlock. So now they're thinking that's the lick. Ugh. Go ahead, Will.
Hey,
Hey, it's not lost on me how a lot of these studios are doing reboots to kind of pander to the millennial audiences because they see that nostalgia sells. But what they always miss the mark on is like the shows were actually good. Like there's not enough reference, or the shows or the movies were actually good. There's not enough reference to that. They just see, oh, millennials are the ones who actually patronize and buy things, and they're all about nostalgia. Let's just give them something they already familiar with. It's like, well, don't think so little of us. Some of us still want something new. You know, but Auntie will be there, as he
yeah,
said.
yeah, exactly. I'm part of the problem, hun. I'm gonna watch every reboot because nostalgia does sell, especially to me. I love nostalgia, so I'm definitely a sucker for these. Even if they're not good, I usually tend to either stream or watch them. And I did hear we have a chat. Comment in the chat saying the Matlock show was actually really good. I heard that was a really good reboot, done really well.
Well,
So I just haven't watched it
Well,
yet.
I mean, she is a actress legend. I mean, why
right.
would it not be?
And this bitch in the chat
And
talking
this
about you're
bitch in the
part of the
chat talking about you're a
problem.
part of the problem.
Shocking.
Shocking.
Ooh,
Yeah, you got to fix that
Yeah, you got to
speak
fix that
phone.
speakerphone.
what'd you say?
Fix your speaker. We were reverberating there.
Reverberate.
Let me put my earbuds.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
does anybody want to add anything else about some reboots that y'all don't want to see before we go to the next story?
Stop doing reboots. Make some new stuff.
Stop doing it. Listen to Ha.
Y'all don't just imaginations done dried up. What's the problem?
Yes, honey. And my favorite puppy says I can always talk to him about Buffett. Thank you, boo. you bitches up in here don't like fun.
Well, but see, you ain't in the workouts and the other chats that we're in. We gotta listen to this. You hear me?
Oh yeah, and behind the refrigerator today, she slapped her real good. You know, I was so mad at that with so and so and the so and so. And then tomorrow, I'm
I always end it with, "Ooh, I can't wait to see it tomorrow." Ooh.
And we'll say, Auntie, we don't want to hear it. But wait a minute, though. But wait a minute. I gotta tell y'all.
Cause it's on my heart, honey. Just like I'm a Christian, it's on my heart. I have to talk about
You know what, Michelle? You need to go see something about that heart. How about that?
it. Oh, so wait. So we have a comment in the chat. A different world. What I is? So I didn't. Is a different world coming back? Is
Oh, I think it was like what we think about if they were to remake a different world, and I would absolutely hate it. You know,
Well,
because a different world was such a oh they're supposed to be oh god I'm gonna hate that because the different world it really encapsulated like it was of its time, you know, and it
mhm.
spoke about like those hard hitting issues, especially that really affected the black community at that time. And I definitely think it's not going to have the same effect, especially considering the climate that we're currently in. And I would hate for them to water down the legacy of that show, ter- just turning it into something that's like a caricature of itself. You know, so like not everything needs a reboot, especially not at something like as iconic as A Different World. I really hope it falls through. And I don't like to speak poorly. I don't like to take snatch money out of nobody's pocket. But however, thinking about it from a consumer's perspective, on the surface, it sounds good. But once you like get into the nuances of it, I think it's a really bad idea.
It'll be some old buffoonery shit.
no, you're absolutely right. It's just the way that the times are now, like, and what would they talk about now? Like the way Trump keep on cutting like HBU funding and stuff like that. It's just it's a different. I don't know if it will. And then the way that not to because I'm gonna sound so old talk about, but the way the kids they're just not as hungry as what they were back. And I'm even talking about my like Gen X when they were in college because that's who the show is really focused. The Gen X generation, and baby, they had something to say, and the times were different back then. I truly don't think it'll translate well. I could be wrong, but I don't think it will. And this is coming from a bitch who likes remakes. So, Debbie Allen is directing the plot. Y'all, oh, well, that changes things.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know.
I'm with Will. No, it don't. Let it be. Let it be. It's okay.
And the comment
We
says
had a good
changes for
time.
who?
We
You
had a good time. It did well. Let's not ruin it.
And then I think y'all probably gonna try to beat my ass for saying this, but I think when Grownish came out, to me that was like I can compare it. I can say that that was this generation's version of a different world because they were just pretty much talking about what goes on as even though it wasn't a HBCU that Zoe went to, it was still talking about what college kids go. And I think that was you see how it was a whole brand new thing though, even though it was inspired by that. But still, it just personally, I think I'm one of the few fans of the show, and I think it was done really well up until the very last season. So, well, remember when we talked here before about the Cyrus family, like Tish Cyrus and Noah Cyrus, they were all kind of having a little beef with Billy Ray. Well, and I don't know if y'all noticed, but Noah actually reunited with Billy on stage. So people were like, "Oh, I'm so glad to see that you and your father have reconciled," and da 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 da. Remember, Billy Ray is currently dating that famous English actress Elizabeth Hurley. So it appears that maybe the problem is Elizabeth Hurley. Because I say that we're going to watch just a little video clip that TMZ caught up with Noah and pretty much actually. And once she started talking about Elizabeth, baby, her energy just changed. I was like, "Ooh, what's the shade, honey?" Let me pull that up here. And y'all see how it says here, no beef with dad, family's everything, but his girlfriend, mom's the word. So let's let that load. Any day now. Okay, here we go.
We doing? How's the new music? Amazing. It feels good. Feels great. I mean, look, I gotta ask you. Everyone was geeked to see you reunite with your dad on stage. How did how did that process go? Like, was it just like that's what you do? Music's everything. Family's everything. That's beautiful, beautiful. Well, listen, have you got to meet Elizabeth Hurley yet? Are you a fan of any of her movies or anything? No comment. Okay. Take care. Take care. To the right. To the right. To the right.
Baby, y'all saw their head turn. So have you met Elizabeth Hurley? She turned their head to the side. She said, mm. Do you like any of her movies? Mm. It was like, oh, well, you're gonna be silent, huh? Well, thank you. She's like, "Mm, you're welcome." Don't talk, don't say nothing to me about that, bitch. I don't want to hear it, girl.
I would
So
hate to be in
I think
coffee
that
at
that
the airport. I really would.
yeah,
I know they probably get
you
tired
know
of me.
what I would look. You catch me after if I was in that Delta Lounge, honey. Catch me after a good drink. You gonna get every piece of tea out of me, honey.
I mean, I guess they know they're there because that's where they're parked waiting on celebrities to pass through. But that would be so annoying. And they're
Yeah.
shouting out questions. You know,
Well, you can. I guess you can ask her any question 'cause she answered stuff about like her music, and she says that she asked her questions about her dad. But once she started talking about Miss Elizabeth Honey, mm, she turned her head slightly to the side.
I
Anybody
wouldn't have.
who's a gay knows what that means.
I wouldn't have said anything. Just take your pictures and move on. You know, I would just leave them on red. Don't ask me nothing.
I know that's right. And we have a comment saying inbred indiscretions. Oh my
Oh,
God. Oh my God.
my.
Well, does anybody want to add anything else about these white people before we go to our next to last story?
No.
Well, our next to last story, have any now this show is actually on my watch list. I have not seen it yet, but have any of you in here watched the show Top Boy on Netflix? I heard it was a really, really good show, and I just haven't watched yet. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
I know of Top Boys, but not that one.
Oh, okay, same here. But well, this Top Boy here, honey, has been convicted of rape. So I have this Daily Mail article. Top Boy actor Michael Ward is charged with 2 counts of rape and 3 counts of sexual assault against a woman. And this is him here. Now, again, I don't know this actor. I'm sure I've seen him because some of the stuff that he's played in, I've seen, but I don't know who he is per se. But anyway, but we about to find out, I guess. So, Top Boy star Michael Ward has been charged with 2 counts of rape. It was revealed today. The 27-year-old actor and model, who has also starred in a string of hit movies alongside stars including Olivia Colman, Colin Firth, Joaquin Phoenix, and Emma Stone, will appear at Thames Magistrate Court on Thursday, August 28th. The Jamaican born British star is best known for his role of Jamie in Top Boy, starring in 19 episodes of the gritty Netflix drama between 2013 and 2022. Ward of Chestnut, Hertfordshire, was today charged with 2 counts of rape and 3 counts of sexual assault. The offenses relate to one woman and are reported to have taken place in January of 2023. So these are more photos of him. Let's get back down to the story.
He's
So
nice.
he's very nice looking, yeah. Detective Superintendent Scott Ware, whose team is leading the Mets police investigation, said, our specialist officers continue to support the woman who has come forward. We know investigations of this nature can have a significant impact on those who make reports. The Crown Prosecution Services authorized the five charges this afternoon. Catherine Bacchus, Deputy Chief Crown Prosecutor of CPS London South, said, having carefully reviewed a file of evidence, the Crown Prosecution Service has authorized the Metropolitan Police to charge Michael Ward, 27, with 2 counts of rape, 2 counts of assault by penetration, and 1 count of sexual assault against a woman in January of 2023. He will appear at Thames Magistrate Court on Thursday, August 28th. We remind all concerned that proceedings against the suspect are active, and he has a right to a fair trial. Excuse me. It is vital there should be no reporting, commentary, or sharing of information online, which could in any way prejudice these proceedings. Let's get back down to more story. The Jamaican-born star has enjoyed a great rise to fame since scooping the Rising Star BAFTA Award in 2020 for his part as Jamie in Top Boy, the much-praised Netflix series. He beat Jack Lowden, Aquafina, thank God, Caitlin DeVere, and Kelvin Harrison Jr. to win the prestigious honor. That year, he was also named in Forbes 30 Under 30 list of the UK's biggest young stars. As well as starring as Jamie in Top Boy, he also featured in TV series The A-List, portraying the character of Brendan. The actor has also bagged roles in Small Axe, The Book of Clarence, and Sam Mendes's Empire of Light, in which his character Stephen enjoys an age gap relationship with Olivia Colman's character Hillary, the nasty rapist. So he was nominated for the BAFTA Award for Best Actor in Supporting Role for his performance in BBC's Small Axe in 2021 and the 2022 film Empire of Light. Last year, Michael took on a lead role alongside film legend Bill Nighy in sports dramas The Beautiful Game. The year he was at Cannes and the Paris Film Festivals to promote Eddington, starring him, Joaquin Phoenix, and Emma Stone. He also appeared in the Sam. How many times they gonna mention Empire of Light? Okay, girl. Anyway, so yeah, he's a rapist and he starred in a lot of stuff.
That's juicing it down very
Pretty much.
basically.
Auntie, I
So,
sent that to you. So
oh, you oh.
I came across it, but you already had it. So look at you.
See, this is why I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for always sending me anything y'all think I would love. Y'all always send it to me, and I appreciate that. And you also could be like Moon and Chill. Send me shit to Auntie at AuntieDerek.com. Damn it.
Well,
No.
this was on the fly. I saw it today while we were in here, and I was like, I don't know if he's talked about that, so I
Oh
sent it
no,
to you.
no, I won't talk about y'all, honey. Y'all continue to send in the DMs. I'm talking about the listeners out there. They have to
Oh,
use it.
listeners, yes. Auntie.com.
Yeah.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, my DM is only for people I know and love. But every other motherfucker, y'all gotta use Auntie at AuntieDare.com.
Yes.
Send it.
Well,
Send the tea, y'all. Send the tea.
yes. Well, does anybody want to add anything about this piece of tea before we go to our last story?
All rapists must die.
Wake that up.
So sick of these kind of stories, I could vomit.
You and me both, honey. Well, we're gonna end it on a good note, honey. So, LL Cool J. So remember when I say that when I slander Capricorn men, I'm not talking about two people. I'm not talking about Beezus, and I'm not talking about LL Cool J. So LL Cool J is reminding us who came up with that term "goat." So I have this article here from Hot New Hip Hop. Y'all see where it says LL Cool J reaffirms he created the hip hop acronym GOAT during late night conversation with Seth Meyers. So LL Cool J is once again asserting his place in cultural history, this time not through music, but a televised defense of language. During a July 23rd appearance on Late Night with Seth Meyers, the Queen's rap legend pushed back on the suggestion that he merely claimed to invent the acronym GOAT, which is short for greatest of all time. The term has become a staple in sports and music debates across generations. When Meyer asked if LL truly coined the phrase, the rapper responded sharply, claim? 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 He said, clearly annoyed by the implication. Interesting way to phrase that, claim. LL, born James Todd Smith, explained that he drew inspiration from two cultural titans. I got greatest of all time from Muhammad Ali, and he said I got GOAT from Earl Manigault, the New York streetball legend. I put them together and made the acronym GOAT, which stands for greatest of all time, and then it just spread around the world. And y'all remember in the early 2000s, that was the name of his album. So, and then the crazy thing is, I always thought that it had something to do with him being a Capricorn. That's why I thought I never knew that Muhammad Ali and that Manigault man inspired him. But anyway, he also reminded viewers that the first formal use of the phrase appeared in 2000 on the cover of his eighth studio album, GOAT, which featuring James T. Smith, the greatest of all time. That record, which included collaborations with Snoop Dogg, DMX, Redman, Ja Rule, and Method Man, debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200s. It marked a significant commercial resurgence and cemented his status as a veteran with lasting influence. This isn't the first time LL has claimed the origin of the acronym. In a 2024 interview with Metro UK, he said there was no question he created it. Reflecting on its rise from album title to a global catchphrase, he called its popularity wild and unexpected. Though he never trademarked the phrase, LL sees its ubiquity as validation. It says to me, if I'm capable of creating terminology for the entire globe, I can do some big things, he told Myers. Now used across sports, music, and social media, GOAT has transcended generations. But its origin, at least in popular culture, remains tied to a rapper who helped shape hip hop's golden era and who still knows how to command the mic, whether in rhyme or rebuttal. You got that shit right. Much love to LL Cool J. So
And
yeah,
he
sometimes you gotta
did.
remind a
Nobody
motherfucker.
was,
Yep.
yeah, nobody was saying goats in the way it's being used until he did it. He's right.
Hmm.
Okay, but does that mean I, translating into doing great things across the world is doing a
I
lot?
didn't say nothing about all that. I
Well,
just, you know.
Because you
well,
quoting
remember, Chill.
from.
He's a Capricorn man. That's just what they do, hun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
they.
he's going
No
by.
shade, Beezus. We still love you.
Yeah, I mean, LL, he is a goat. He's from the origins, the beginning of hip hop. So you know what? Let him have
I could,
his time.
I could be president. I created GOAT. Okay, okay.
Well, he
Hey,
can. I will vote for him.
Sit down.
well, hell, if Donald Trump is president, hell, anybody can at this point.
Honestly.
At
Go ahead,
this
favorite
point,
Taurus.
anybody.
Did y'all know that Capricorns invented oxygen?
Oop,
I know they
wow.
think they did for sure. I know that you can't tell a Capricorn they didn't invent things that help the world breathe.
Hmm.
So, especially the
Mm.
men.
I think God would like a word. Thank you.
Well,
Eh, eh,
technically, Jesus is a Capricorn because his birthday's on December 25th. So,
mhm.
Well, he did. I mean, Beezus. Come on, y'all. It's there.
And you want to know what that Capricorn man would say to God if he wants to have a word, if God wants to have a word with that Capricorn man. That
What would you
Capricorn
say?
man say, "Well, you know what, God, I'm gonna see if I can fit you into my busy schedule, and if I can't, just reach out to my assistant."
did y'all know that Jolene invented self-driving cars?
I, I, I bet he did, and Jolene know I'm not gonna get in one either.
Hmm.
Why would you vote for him? Because he fine, and I want to be the new Monica. I want to be the black Monica Lewinsky.
Lord have mercy.
Look, this bitch. I knew it. You knew it, bitch. Why you ask?
Every day,
You
every
know it had to be
day,
something ratchet. Come on now.
every day.
Hey,
It wouldn't be
no,
Auntie if
hey,
it wasn't.
hey, I don't even care if this is fiction, but y'all remember that show In the House? Remember how he ran that household, honey? Tiffany, and what was the other little boy name? Was it Austin? He ran that household. So if he can run that household, he can run the country.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say he can run you.
Well, that too.
Mm.
And then this bitch in the comments talking about musty monkey whore. Girl, fuck you.
Oh, oh,
Well,
the
y'all, that
girls
was
are
all.
fighting.
No, never. I would never fight that crazy Libra, honey. That bitch will cut me. Well, that was all the tea that I had for us today. So before we head out and before I go and watch Beyond the Toilet, as Will calls it, did y'all have any tea that you
Oh,
want to share or any tea I might have missed? Go
no.
ahead, favorite Taurus.
It's behind the commode, Auntie.
Or behind the commode,
Oh,
excuse me.
Thank you.
did y'all talk about Venus?
We did not.
We we didn't know.
Oh, I'm just happy for her. I'm glad. I said, look here. She's still a Compton girl because she said, I got to get back to work to have these benefits. I'm not paying out of pocket. And I love that for her.
You know, Mir- Miranda, she was joking. Like people, Venus's humor is so dry, and people don't
No, but
realize that. But
I
she,
mean, yes, she was joking, but it was also like, it is true.
yeah. But I hate how they took that soundbite of her joking around and turned it into like this whole political statement.
Oh,
She was
yeah, no.
having a row with the crowd at the tennis tournament. They took her, oh, she's a millionaire. She used to manage her money better. Oh my god,
Oh, no, no,
oh,
no.
country, da, da, da. Like everybody
You
chill.
know white folks.
And
You know white folks.
like y'all, tell me you never really seen a Venus Williams interview without telling me you've never seen one because she says wild shit like that all the time.
Look here. The way this economy is, I'd go back to work too. And I need my benefits. That's why I show up to work every day now. And even though I don't want to, I need these benefits.
I know that's
You
right.
and
But the
millions
gag
of others.
But the gag is Venus winning one tennis match made more noise than
Hmm.
all of the Grand Slam champions of the past year combined in
Yep.
24 hours.
Okay.
That was that that's star power, that's missing in
Hmm.
sport
At
today.
$45.
We won't ever see it again, unfortunately, because that
No, and she confirmed her fiance, so that was also a big
Hard.
old buzz.
Yep. Hard laundry.
And I said, I'm so glad that she's happy. I mean, the way she was cheesing and she just looked happy, and I love that for her.
Yeah, her hair was relaxed. She was smiling. She won't tell us when she's retiring, but we have a sneaking suspicion it might be sometime soon.
You know,
To be
whatever.
a 45-year-old still competing because us Venus fans we were scared. Child. I was like, ooh, I don't smoke. I was about to smoke something because what?
Look, I was happy for her. She just was out there having a good time,
She
and it
gonna
paid
play.
off.
And she's not done. She'll be playing Cincinnati another tournament next week, and then she'll be playing at the U.S. Open as well. So
She just played another match that she lost though. I forget to who.
Freck. She always Venus always has issues with players that are a little bit crafty and they mix things up.
Um.
So Freck really executed her game perfectly, and also considering that Venus is still she doesn't quite have her wings yet because she's been gone for so long, but it was a pretty good match even though Venus lost, and she took it in stride as well. She was still
Yeah.
smiling and all of that. So
And she still has other games coming up. Good for her.
Yay, sports ball.
Yeah, and you know what? Stop it. You got to keep up with what the black women are doing. So
Yeah.
even though it's sports ball, it's okay because it's the ladies. But they made a big deal, and like, now will Serena do it? And I'm like, ugh, will
um,
y'all sit down and leave that lady alone?
no, like they posted her playing. well, hitting some balls, and from what Venus said, she only hit for like 20 minutes, and it caused like such an uproar. I mean, she looks amazing. She looks incredible. She looks like she did when she was playing tennis before she had Olympia. But
Hmm.
I they just need to leave that lady alone. I want her to wait. Well, if she were to come back, at least wait until she's eligible to be in the International Tennis Hall of Fame. So for that, you have to be retired for at least 5 years to be eligible. Get inducted, and
Mm.
maybe come back for like a little 1-2 around the court. You know, nothing too serious. No light,
Yeah.
light.
Now, this is the tea I want to get to. So, how do you feel about skinny Serena?
I don't, you know what? When it comes to Serena or just women athletes in general, I do not put too much thought or commentary behind that. Considering
Hmm.
that what she has done and what she is doing, like playing tennis is remarkable within itself, you know, and also
Hmm.
considering how she was, she had children and all of that. Like whatever she wants to do, I am happy with, you know.
Yeah, no, I was like, you could just, I mean, and it's not even like I think it's bad or anything. You could just tell that her workout is different because she's working out to be probably healthy and not to be an athlete, and it looks completely different.
Right, absolutely. And but the body is biting. She's still Serena Williams.
Oh yeah, no, I love my girl. That's my girl. But I just all that commentary like, oh my gosh, she's so skinny, and I'm like, yeah, well, she's not having to do weight training and all that other stuff. She can just do a little cardio, eat, slim down,
See,
and
y'all know
she's
her
had
as
two kids, so
Serena.
it's kind of
I
different.
know her as Bubbles, the former stripper turned FBI agent who was in the movie Hair Show. I don't know if y'all ever seen that movie Hair Show, but Serena made her a little guest appearance and because of that, I'ma always remember her as Bubbles.
You know what, Auntie? I'm gonna fight you.
And Calvin asked in the chat talking about some go patriotics go. Look, shout out to Akasha. Go patriotics go,
Patriotic.
honey. Yes, honey. That's from an. I'll send you the video. That's actually from a very iconic video. Like I heard the Patriots be winning the Super Bowl all the time. Go Patriots, go, honey.
You know what? And before we go, I want to say I heard off one of those shows, The Hammock of Cakes. I don't remember what it was I was watching, but the reference came up, and I was like, oh my god, Hammock!
That was from Family Guy.
It was. That's where I was watching it, and it was so
Yep,
quick, and I was like, Hammock of Cakes.
because that was when Peter was talking about he was Jack A. Harry's personal
Yeah,
assistant, and he said that Jack A. wanted a hammock of cakes and a desk of Cheez-Its.
it came on the other day, and I was like, God damn it, this is where it's from.
And he said, Jack A., where are you getting these measurements from? Mary. Ba-
That is exactly that was it. I was I said I'm too good.
So yeah,
Oh my
shout out to
gosh.
that hammock of cakes, honey. This Libra here, that's a comedic genius, honey, whether y'all know it or not, honey. I've been following this bitch for years, and this bitch is like one of the few people who literally makes me yell out loud when I'm reading social media. So shout out to that bitch still. I can't stand her, but still shout out to her.
Hammer Hammer
Well,
is not
if
on Twitter
if
anymore, is he?
what'd you say?
He's
Well,
he's not, so I have to look at his brilliance on Blue Sky now because the bitch want to leave me for dead on Twitter.
Okay.
oh, Blue Sky. Let me add. Well, what's Hammock's name on Blue Sky?
I think it's hammock of cakes, isn't it? It should be. Or
Mm.
maybe ham hock of cakes. Oh, dignified pure. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that on the recorded line. Sorry, boo. Well, y'all, it is always a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. We will be back on Monday at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time for the live show if you can make it. In the meantime, I hope you all have a fabulous weekend.
You too,
Bye,
Auntie. Bye,
everybody.
guys.